My name is Sarah, and today I want to tell you a special story. It's not just my story, but the story of many people who, like you and me, have struggled, faced fears, and overcome obstacles. This is the story of Ariel, a boy who lived in a small, quiet town. He wasn't just any boy. Ariel was shy, quiet, and always seemed to stay in the background. He felt alone often, and though he longed to make friends, he didn't know how to approach people. In school, he stayed mostly to himself, watching other kids laugh and talk, wishing he could be part of it. He thought, maybe they don't like me. But the truth was, Ariel was just afraid to speak to them. One afternoon, as he sat in the classroom, looking at his shoes, he noticed someone new. A girl named Emma. Emma was different. She was kind, always smiling, and full of energy. She walked up to Ariel one day and said, "Hi, I'm Emma. What's your name?" Ariel felt his heart race. He wanted to say something clever or interesting, but instead, he muttered, "Ariel." Emma smiled brightly and said, "Nice to meet you, Ariel." That was the start of their friendship. Ariel soon realized that speaking wasn't so difficult after all. Emma, who loved to read, always had a book with her. One day, she handed Ariel a book and said, "Here, read this. It's in English. I think you'll love it." Ariel took the book, but a wave of fear washed over him. His English wasn't great, and he was worried that he wouldn't understand much. When he tried to read, the words seemed blurry. He could hardly make sense of them. And he felt disappointed and sad. But that night, Ariel stood in front of his mirror and said to himself, "I can do this. I will learn English. I won't give up." The next day, Ariel took a small step. He read a little, even though it was hard. Sometimes, he felt frustrated, and tears came to his eyes. But he thought about Emma's smile and how she never gave up on him. He wanted to talk to her more. He wanted to be her friend. And to do that, he had to learn English. Learning a new language is never easy. Many people, like Ariel, feel shy. They fear making mistakes, and that fear can hold them back. But Ariel soon realized that making mistakes was okay. It was part of the journey. Even if he said the wrong word, people would still understand him if he kept trying. Ariel's dad, Robert, saw how hard his son was trying. One evening, after a long day at work, Robert sat next to Ariel and said, "Son, I'm so proud of you. Keep going. You're going to do great things." Ariel's eyes filled with tears. He hugged his dad and said, "Thank you, Dad. I won't give up." As Ariel's journey continued, he learned that sometimes learning a new language felt like climbing a huge mountain. The top was far away, and he was tired. But step by step, Ariel moved closer. Every word he learned, every page he turned in his book, brought him closer to his goal. One day, Ariel wrote a letter to Emma. It wasn't perfect, but it came from his heart. He wrote, "Dear Emma, thank you for being my friend. You've helped me so much. I'm learning English because of you." When Emma read the letter, she couldn't hold back her tears. She looked at Ariel and said, "Ariel, this is the best letter I've ever gotten." Ariel and Emma became the best of friends. They helped each other, encouraged each other, and laughed together. Emma once told Ariel, "Every time you learn a new word, your world gets bigger." She was right. Ariel's world was growing. With every new word he learned, he felt more confident. He could talk to more people. And with each conversation, he felt a little less shy. One day, while walking home from school, Ariel met a boy named Daniel. Daniel was like Ariel had been before, shy and quiet. Ariel walked up to him and said, "Hi, I'm Ariel. Do you want to be friends?" Daniel smiled shyly, and Ariel knew that he had made a difference. That day, Ariel learned something important. English isn't just about speaking, it's about opening hearts. It's about making new friends and sharing feelings. Ariel's mom, Olivia, also helped him along the way. One day, she told him, "When I was your age, I was afraid too, but I learned English, and it changed my life. Now I can talk to people from all over the world." Hearing his mom's words gave Ariel hope. He knew that one day, he would speak to the world, just like she did. Every word Ariel learned was like a small light in the dark. Sometimes, he felt silly when he made mistakes, but he kept going. Each mistake was a lesson, and each lesson made him stronger. Ariel's journey wasn't always easy, but he was growing, learning, and becoming a better version of himself. One day, Ariel stood in front of his class. He had to speak in English. His hands shook, and his heart raced. But he remembered his dad's encouraging words, his mom's story, and Emma's smile. He took a deep breath and said, "Hello, my name is Ariel, and I want to tell you my story." The class fell silent. They listened to every word, even though Ariel spoke slowly and carefully. When he finished, the class stood up and clapped. Ariel looked over at Emma, and she gave him a thumbs up. Ariel couldn't believe it. He wasn't the shy boy anymore. He was a new Ariel. He thought about all the times he almost gave up. And now, here he was, standing tall. He knew his journey wasn't over. There was still more to learn, more to say. But he wasn't afraid anymore. Learning English had helped Ariel find his voice. It had given him the confidence to speak up and share his story. If you ever feel afraid, like Ariel did, remember that it's okay. It's okay to feel unsure sometimes. Learning is a journey. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. So keep going, one word at a time. Ariel knew that he wasn't alone on this journey. We are all learning together, and we all have our stories. What are your dreams? What do you want to say to the world? Let English help you find your voice, just like it did for Ariel. Every day, Ariel became more confident. He realized that learning English wasn't just about words. It was about the courage to keep going, even when it was hard. One evening, as he sat in his room reading, Ariel thought about how far he had come. He remembered the first time he tried to read in English and how confusing it had been. But now, the words were clearer, and he could understand more. One day, Ariel's teacher, Mrs. Charlotte, asked him to read a paragraph in front of the class. Ariel was nervous, but he remembered the support of his friends and family. He took a deep breath and started reading. His voice was soft at first, but soon it became stronger. When he finished, the class clapped. Mrs. Charlotte said, "Ariel, you've come so far. I'm so proud of you. Later, Emma came up to Ariel and said, I knew you could do it. Ariel, you're amazing. Ariel smiled, knowing that everything he had been through had made him stronger. He was no longer afraid. He had learned that believing in yourself was the key to overcoming any fear. Ariel's journey with English was just beginning. He wanted to help others learn too. So, he started an English club at school. Everyone was welcome, no matter their level. In the club, they played games, told stories, and even performed plays in English. Ariel's friends, including Emma, Daniel, Mia, and others, joined in. It was a safe space where they could learn, laugh, and make mistakes together. One day, Ariel met a new student named John. John was quiet and shy, just like Ariel had been. Ariel walked over to him and said, Hi, I'm Ariel. Don't worry if you don't know all the words yet. We're all here to help each other. John smiled, feeling comforted by Ariel's words. With the support of the club, John started to open up. Slowly but surely, he began to believe in himself. Ariel continued to encourage his friends. He knew that learning wasn't just about speaking correctly. It was about trying, making mistakes, and never giving up. One day, the club decided to write a poem about their journey in learning English. Everyone contributed a line, and they laughed as they tried to make the words rhyme. Ariel wrote the last line, "We are stronger together," one word at a time. They decided to perform the poem at the school assembly. Everyone was nervous, but they supported each other. When it was Ariel's turn to speak, he felt proud. He knew that this was more than just a poem. It was a message to everyone who was afraid to speak. When they finished, the whole school clapped and cheered. Ariel realized that English wasn't just about learning a language. It was a bridge that connected people, hearts, and dreams. It was a tool to break down barriers and share stories. As Ariel walked home that evening, he thought about all the people he had helped and all the people he would continue to help. He knew that his journey wasn't over. There were more people to help, more stories to share, and more words to learn. And as Ariel continued to learn, he understood that the most beautiful part of learning was sharing it with others. So, what about you? Do you have a story to share? Do you want to learn English and share your story with the world? Ariel's journey continues. And now it's your turn. Let's keep learning and growing together.